Okay, I think we're all set up. Welcome back. This is MDawg. Sorry, it's been a minute. Just here at the end of the year with work, it's gotten a little busy lately. I'm hoping in the next couple days to find a time to get back to a stream, and of course, very much a more normal stream schedule should be coming soon as we get towards summertime. So getting 2-for-1 here, I will be focusing on this spot that I'm fishing at Norway, which of course is a 34 meter. I'll show you what we're using in a second. But as always, we often have, I shouldn't say always, we often have Santiago going on the other screen. And I'm using crawfish pellets, prawns 16, crawfish pellets 14, and crawfish or crayfish dip. And we are just casting it 17 meters down here at 55.32. So this is your bonus content, we'll say. I will try to reel in these fish when I can at times where we're waiting on a bite, perhaps, at Norway. But it's nice to have this going at the same time. We're just going to throw some carp mix. So we're using ground bait here because we don't have PVA unlocked yet. And we're doing 17 meter clip on the ground bait as well. We'll start with 5 and see how that goes. Let's try to catch this first fish and see what we're on to. We're hoping to get some small to medium sized carp as well as an occasional tench. To be honest, that's kind of the hope here. First fish is a common carp. A little small, but that'll get us started. All right, so there we go. Now let's focus a little more on what the main thing I'm working on here is. I saw this this setup posted online and it looked like a kind of a fun setup to try, so I thought I would. Now this is using Tiny Fish 4007. You'll notice we have one of these on the main line with this jigging rig. We also have one on one of our drops, and the other two drops are going to be the Real Minnow 4002. Real Minnow 4002, and then if you notice, all of the hooks as well as the jig is going to be size 4/0 hook. 4/0. So here we go. Fishing here at 34. I don't know how fast the bite rate will be or the quality of the fish, but it does look like these lures are active at the moment at 34, so I'm hoping that maybe we'll get lucky and see a couple of decent fish. If you've watched my streams, you'll know that pollock are certainly one of my favorite fish to try to get here at Norway, and it looks like pollock are at least possible on this setup right now. So we'll see how this goes. I will try to keep this live for a while in terms of the recording. And but then after a while, just so that the video doesn't turn into be too long, I might take some time and fish off of recording and then just kind of summarize for you how we do. But like I said, for a while I'm hoping to provide some content here. We'll plug away at some minutes and let you see what I'm catching here for a little bit. But I hope everyone's doing well. So far, no new updates that I know about, and I have been real out of the loop. So the only reason why I say that there hasn't been updates is all I can say for sure is there hasn't been, a new update through the launcher, like a news thing on the launcher. I haven't seen that for sure. And I'm looking on the forum real quick. I don't think there's anything new, but I could be missing it. So it'll be interesting to see, like, when do we get some information about that next map? Certainly feels like it will be soon based on some of the indications. But we'll see. Oh, there's the first pollock. Love to see pollock. Love to see pollock in happy hour. And that's a nice barbel. Okay, so if we're going to be catching barbel as well, that's kind of cool. If barbel are caught with any regularity in this spot, I am a big fan of that. Put another decent species in the mix. Not only carp and hopefully occasional tench, but maybe barbel as well. Well, this fish is interesting. I assume this will be at least a nice pollock, or more likely a decent saithe, but we can always hope, right? Comes another common carp over at Bear. So far, these common carp are very consistently small, but you know, we're using 14 pellets, 16 boilies, so that's not a huge surprise. Kind of want to recast the first line at Bear, by the way. Oh, so glad that that was not a cod, and what an amazing catch in happy hour for that to be a pollock. May we see more pollock at variety of size. We would be very happy about that. Well, look at this. That fish popped on and popped off. So I guess we did have a fish coming. I just was impatient. I wanted to make sure that the clip was actually set on that first line. And since we're not using PVA, I thought, well, it's no waste. But turns out there actually was a fish nibbling on there, and I messed it up. So that pollock, we call it, that happened without perking, which is interesting. I'm going to give it a minute just to sit in the bottom layer. Then I'll start perking again. Well, not necessary. There's another fish. So let's see what this is. I love when we have that option of actually not having to perk it, just letting it move around down there naturally, still catching fish. I think especially on jigging rigs, that is often the case. There's a saithe. We can turn into some bait. Anything under 4 kilo, I typically turn into bait. So let's look at the state of our saithe, huh? Okay, so we have 145, 362, 299. I think oh, we caught something on the drop, folks. I think I'll go with, if that's the case, I think I will go with small fillets first. Another saithe bait. And a common carp. It's actually over 3 kilos this time. That's not too bad. Alrighty. I would feel even more confident about this if I had checked to make sure there wasn't a saithe order. But I think I'll keep my normal rule of anything under 4. And based on what I saw, I might just rotate. We may just go through all 3. On the drop again, it looks like. It could have happened as soon as it hit the bottom, but it looks like that was on the drop because I think it was already on there. A small mackerel. Hey, we could throw a live mackerel down there just for fun at some point. I guess we should look and see what that big pollock was caught on just for fun. That might be interesting. See what that fish came in on. So another safe. This is actually a decent safe though. And the really nice pollock came in on the real minnow. Real minnow. You know, since we're already set up here, you already know where I'm fishing, what level I am. I think I'm going to try moving Santiago down there, because then I don't have to worry quite as much about what I'm cutting off at the top. Hey, that's a marker mackerel. We'll take that. You gotta love the combination. Boy, these real minnows seem to be working. There's tiny fish. Remember, we've got double tiny fish, double small minnow. On the drop again. Okay, we're getting some real action on the drop, and I'm all for that. Safe. On the drop again. Wasn't quite to the bottom that time. That was another barbel bear, by the way. So you probably can see, according to how big your screen is, we are at level 24. Getting lots of safe bait, aren't we? We are at level 24 on Santiago. And we are at 3,700 silver, even after buying this bait. So closing in on 4,000, and of course we still have not purchased our spinning rod. So once we get those spinning rods, we will be back to no silver or very little silver. That's a nice grass carp. We'll take that every time. Is that a haddock? So now we've got the trifecta. Safe, pollock, haddock all in the same spot, with a little mackerel as the icing on the cake, I suppose. Oh, there's a tinchet bear. That's our first tinch, and that is one of the species that we're hoping will at least occasionally pop up here. I think I need to remember as we get close to sunrise, maybe, to go ahead and throw out some more ground bait at bear. Maybe this time, because of the amount we're catching, maybe we should just do under 3 kilo safe. And just save the other just to make a little money off of it. Because we're getting so much around that size. Yeah, I mean, right now we're just letting it sit. No perking happening at Norway right now. No perking necessary. Very small haddock. I like this 17-meter clip at Bear. 55.32. I don't know if I ever opened up the map. I can do that really quick here at Bear. But I like this short clip because it's, especially when doing double duty like this, it's just real nice to be able to reel it in so easily and cast it out so quickly. All right, there's a cusk. Getting a little wavy out here in Norway. Bite rate just seems really solid right now on these particular soft lures. Another haddock. Haddock really like this late afternoon, early evening time, it seems like. 4 kilo common carp. Once again on the drop. Now it was getting to the bottom there. Oh, this is one of those that we hope will be a pollock again, but we know that we're catching a lot of saithe and haddock as well that can have this same sort of feel to it. Not very big, but it's also not small. It's actually a cusk. And this might just be what evening looks like. A lot of cusk. Yeah, love to see the eel pouts come out at night. All right, on the drop. Pollock. This little fish has been nibbling for a while. It's nice common. 5.7. Let that sit for a minute. I think about 3:30 a.m. or so, at least close to that time when I notice it. When I'm going to reload some ground bait out there at Bear. I'm curious to see what this was, since it just kind of sat there in the bottom for a minute and then we finally got a fish. Like a cusk? Nope, small cod. Which I guess that's fine. We started 19 minutes ago and we have mostly averaged a fish every minute or two. There's been a couple of exceptions. King of Tokyo Origins, huh? Let me do some quick market research here. Deal of the day is King of Tokyo Origins. And it is on sale for $16.97. That's almost 50% off MSRP. But I am seeing it. Is this right? Is it $15 on Amazon right now? Yeah, so really not that good of a deal. Well, you got to check it. And it only comes with 4. And the last thing I need is actually more King of Tokyo. I'm glad we had this talk chat. We're good. That's a definite hard pass. Not that good a price and not something I'm interested in. Oh, 2 really nice eel pouts. This is looking really good at the moment. All right, I just had to let everybody in the world know that they're interested. There's other places that it's also a really good price right now. All right, let's see what we've got here, and then I will see what we've got on bear. Oh, it's a nice saith. Love to see the slightly better saith sizes. That was a very small common carp. Tench number 2. Another eel pout. All right. This eel pout could be nice. Anything else, it's probably small, but probably small. All right, let's see. Where were we? I think it was large fillet time. Got a couple of fish here on at bear, and it is almost ground bait time at bear. No, that fish fell off. I saw it fall off too. That was kind of brutal. What are we at? Wow, that's a decent fish then. We just had to get it off the bottom, I guess. So that common carp that fell off, I'm going to say was probably around 7 kilos, something like that. So that would have been another decent common carp there at bear. So is this going to be a flatfish? This will be really interesting to see what this is. Oh, it's just a cusk. It just when it was wrapped up in the on the bottom, it felt a lot sturdier, I guess. Guess just for fun, we'll keep that. Nice common there. Yeah, this is a decent bite rate at bear. It's a pollock. Come on. Bring the pollocks in. We're ready for them. Sorry about that safe. I didn't mean to bop you on the way in there. Oh, it's time, isn't it? All right, so let's put it on 17 and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, this is giving me COD vibes. All right, let's go ahead and lock it up and see if it actually is going to threaten to break anything. So this fish's strength is somewhere in between. Man, I'm afraid it's going to pop off. I wonder if I should let it run just a minute. Try to pull it in nice and gentle. Oh, it's a cod. You were not surprised, were you, chat? No one was surprised by that. Well, it's 5 a.m. These carp should start waking up, huh? That bear? Start getting some bites again? Excuse me. Is this a tench? No, it's common. I was hoping it was a tench. Hey, it's a small eel pout. We need to try to stay on top of Bear's fish right now because we want to hopefully take advantage of a little bit better bite rate and a little bit better quantity of fish. Did that one pop off too? That is twice on this first rod. It's kind of interesting, right? Is this hook damaged? No. Is this hook cheap? It's twice on that same rod, man. That stinks. Bereverti, Grats on 35. That's a couple of European places we've caught here. Well, my hope about Bear is not apparently coming true. Little whiting. Little whiting. "37 minutes. We've probably caught 35, 36 fish. Counting the saithe we've cut up. Little eel pout. Whoa. Oh, I've got it blocked this whole time. We are very fortunate. I don't like just keeping it locked and always wearing out the mech versus the friction brake. But very fortunate that that wasn't a 40 kilo cod or something. Yeah, I mean, we've just about seen the end of this bear bite rate, right? Only 41 minutes. It shouldn't necessarily be dying on us. And this is like the time of day that you sort of expect to get the best. It's turned into the worst. Maybe we'll get a little run now. Definitely a lot of common carp with this setup. And because they're smaller pellets and boilies, on average, some pretty small common carp. Hey, it's a pollock. Love to see it. Another nice eel. I think the quality of fish here has been okay. It's a little spiny. Okay. I'm going to do a little experimentation here. What's been working good? 110. We're going to just lean into... I want a 4.0 hook. That's okay. We'll do 5.0. We're going to just lean into what's working, but we're going to try it with the pilker setup instead of... So we want to keep these 4.0s, I mean these, these minnows, except I am going to... Let's see. Four-oh, 3.0. Yeah. We'll try it like this. So I think this, if anything, will probably increase the bite rate. This would be my guess. But we'll see. I could be wrong. I think it'll continue to just work really well. This is not that different than what we've been doing. It's just like if you'd rather go pilker instead of jigging setup. And we may need to move this one ourselves a little bit. But I figured we're getting close to the end of the hour here. Oof, we're right on the edge of 34. I guess after this cast, we probably ought to re-center a little bit. Another barbel. I think if you go to 3/0 hooks, especially if you went to 3/0 hooks on all of them, you might lean into the mackerel a little more, which could be good actually, but I didn't want to change it too much. Why not? That was quick. Is that a mackerel? It's small. Oh, it's a whiting. Even better. All right, we're close to an hour. I cannot believe how much bear has slowed down. Let's just toss some more just for fun, because we're not going to go that much longer anyway. If we can't stir up another fish or two, but looking like bear's doing bear things. Bear can be really good, but it often is a little fickle on the bite rate, for me at least. It usually takes an hour to get to this kind of point, but this time it was like at the 45-minute mark. I could tell something, it was just slowing down. Not Norway though. Norway and copper, they're not going to fail you. It's a pollock. I think what was disappointing was that we didn't have the morning tench run. You know, a couple of tench or a barbel or whatever in the morning would have made made bear not feel quite as bleak here at the end of the hour. Man, these fish, like around the 10-meter mark, these droppers, I guess it's mostly saithe, maybe saithe and mackerel. I mean, it's hard to complain when you're baiting up this aggressively on saithe, I guess. Love to see it. So that should be an hour. We'll let this be our last fish. Yeah, you cannot complain about the bite rate. If you need saithe, or if you just want an exciting bite rate out here at Norway, 34 bank, real minnow 4002. You can also go tiny fish like we had on the first setup, or go with the Perking DC Jigmeister 110. But it is just hard to complain about a spot like this on Norway. You know, we're not gonna We're not going to set any records, but, you know, we're going to do fine. Okay, 72. So we're starting off at 72 for Norway. By the way, we did 176 at Bear. That is not bad at all. Decent, decent silver, decent XP. And that puts us at 3,915 silver. So we'll take that for sure. So we're at 72 plus 631. A nice, I mean, you might as well say right around 700 silver, right? Look at that nice pollock at the top. Okay, so another fun time at the 34 bank here at Norway. Let me know how your fishing's going, if you've tried this or similar setups here at Norway. And like I said, I hope to, in the next couple days, get in a couple streams. And we're not too far away from a much more regular stream schedule and hopefully regular video schedule as my time allows it. All right, tight lines, everybody.